Hey guys, it's Mario iPod 13. I'm gonna be showing off my iPod collection today. Oh boy, this one's weird. Firstly, this is a first generation iPod Nano I got on eBay for I don't know, $11. Although, I will say I'm hesitant to use it because I'm aware that there is a battery problem affecting some models. Um, these are some iPod Nano second generation models. Although, one of them has a white screen when it turns on, and one of them has non existent battery life. And then this is my blue iPod Nano second generation. As you can see, this is one of my favorite models of iPod. It does work properly, just it instantly runs out of battery power. This is an iPod Nano third generation. Its hold switch is on the bottom, as you can see. For some reason, it resets itself each time I turn it on and off, but otherwise it's in good working condition aside from, of course, the battery. This is my iPod Nano 5th generation, which I got for Christmas one year. This is one of my favorite iPods of all time. I actually once jokingly considered using a video camera, the video camera on this thing, as you can see on the back of it, for recording my videos and stuff, but unfortunately this thing has very little battery life, plus very little space because I have a lot of music. This is an iPod Touch. I believe it's a second generation, but it may also be a third generation. I made it to based on, or not made it, but bought it and loaded it based on my grandmother's iPod, which back in the day I literally borrowed a couple weeks to watch Chugga Conroy's Thousand Year Door Let's Play. So I have a history with iPod Touches in general. This is an iPod Shuffle that my grandmother bought me one year. Oh, by the way, I still remember my grandmother's old iPod password. This is not actually my grandmother's iPod, and oh, it is certainly not 8:27 a.m. I don't know why it says that. Um, and then, um, this is my iPod Nano 6th generation. As you can see, it's attached to a wrist strap that I can slide onto my wrist. There was a period of time I had gigantic muscles because I was weightlifting a ton every day, um, but as you can see, now it slides over my wrist and up to here, I think. Oh yeah, up to here. Slides on up to that point. Yeah, I'm using my bed as a display table. Go ahead, laugh at me. This is an MP3 player. It's not technically an iPod, which I believe that my uncle gave to me. Once again, I'm not gonna be name dropping anyone. I'm just gonna mention my relation to them if I mention a person. Um, this is an iPod Nano 7th generation. This is actually not my original one. I used to have a red one of these, but it broke. I actually don't know where I put it. Something tells me that to something tells me I accidentally I don't even know what happened with it. This is my iPod Classic 6th generation. Um, yeah, I called it my grand iPod because it's got my whole library on it. Um, it's got 9,000 songs on it. This This is my iPod Touch 5th generation, which I got on eBay a long time ago. But at this point, wow, I can't believe I already got this 2 years ago. Um, I wanted one of these since I was 9, but I wasn't allowed to have internet devices, like any type of device that could connect to the internet unsupervised as a kid. I don't know why. Quite frankly, pretty stupid. I'm more than safe enough online. It still works in good condition. While we're waiting, so I'm gonna explain that this is not an iPod. This is a fake iPod that I believe I got on Amazon. Yeah, Amazon sells those things, and it looks like an iPod. But take a close look. These buttons are completely different. Next to my real iPod Nano, you can see that the play pause button is replaced by a volume button. And it doesn't have the video camera, but this thing is kind of useful because it's got an SD slot. I load this thing up with a 64 gigabyte SD. Um, I'm not too worried about this. I'm fine with showing myself typing in my passcode. This thing's got a few games on it, and it's also got GarageBand. I don't know why I still have OneDrive on here since I don't even use it anymore. But it's overall a cool iPod. I tried to jailbreak this thing, but it's really difficult to jailbreak Apple devices, surprisingly. Finally, this wouldn't be complete without showing off my music collection. The new version of iTunes sucks. I'm not joking. This is a big library. It's got 9,000 songs in it. As you can see, I really like hard rock and metal music from some of the icons you can probably see. If I had to pick a favorite artist, probably either Black Sabbath or Dragon Force. As you can see, I have a near complete Dragon Force collection in here. I also have Pokemon soundtrack. I also really love Johnny Cash. Oh, and by the way, about these are not official albums. I just ripped some soundtrack off YouTube and inserted in my library because, yes, I do enjoy listening to game soundtrack just for fun. Yeah, I do still have What Does the Fox Say? That was one of my first ever iTunes purchases. So, you might be wondering why I do not have some of the death metal music that I was known for in high school, if you know me from back then. So, back then, I was on a medication that messed me up, Paxil, and it really disinhibited me. Long story short, whenever I went off that medication, I decided it would be best if I was not a fan of death metal anymore because it contributed to the problems I have with my family and general mental health in general. And um, nowadays, I'm starting to really see the effects that liking such super normally graphic stuff had on me. Nowadays, Alice in Chains and Soundgarden feel like kids' music today. They feel that innocent after I was into really nasty death metal. So that's why I don't have 10,000 songs. I'm only 9,000. Um, so just thought I'd share that personal story because I've been asked about it a few times. Um, and that's what change happened. Anyway, this is my iPod collection. Can't really see it. My camera quality is really bad. You know what? Modern phones are awful. That's why I like iPods better.